It's the Two Gems Podcast.
Do we have a show or do we not?
It's wild.
You can't get people hyped on something
You have
and not show up. That'd be like sitting down for the newest Love is Blind and they're like, it's coming out next week. And then you're like, okay, here I am with my popcorn.
But you have this like obsession over it. It's crazy to me. I don't know what it is.
Because it's called discipline. It's what makes me awesome at life.
Right.
Because you have to be consistent with stuff, Sheridan. That's life.
Sometimes I think too that I'm sure that the birth order is like a very, very real thing. It is. It's a true fact. And like you lived your... Why is that funny to you? That's funny enough that you're going to spit out your vanilla shake? Like really? No, but I
can't spit this drink out. It'll be nasty.
I was going to say you and I lived two different lives. You lived life as an oldest son and I lived life as a youngest daughter. I'm telling you, laugh all you want, but...
So what does that have to do with stuff? Just like the order in which you're born changes things?
Well, just like how you're talking about, like, I can't even explain it because I think if I explain it, I'm just going to make myself sound like I suck. But just because in this exact example, like when you're saying like discipline, like blah, 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 like that sounds very firstborn. And I'm like, it's fine. Everybody will be okay with it next week. You know what I mean? But I mean, look it up. There's like whole podcasts on it, books, birth orders, no joke.
So so I should research this tonight?
I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, okay, that actually probably makes sense.
For
the
a lot
firstborn
of
gets like a lot of the extra attention. It's like you have 2-on-1 time and all that.
Yeah, we are certainly no experts. I'm like, this is something where it's like we don't actually know. We're just talking out of our butts. But yeah, there's definitely like I do though know that the birth order is something that's true.
Oh, middle child syndrome.
And there's like scientific stuff to back it up. And like when think about it, when you were born in a certain place in your household. My brother and I didn't even realize this. One time we were talking and he's like, well, Sheridan, you know, I had a whole different life than you did. I'm like, what are you talking about? We lived under the same roof. But like he told me this example. Oh my God. Nobody be mad that I'm saying this. But he told me this example that one time he was sitting at home and he was sitting on the couch. This is how he's going to say it. And then I'm sure my mom's going to listen to this and be like, that's not how it happened. But he said a perfect example was when I said I wanted to watch some movie. So my brother was just lying on the couch, like living his best life. And my mom was like, get up and bike down to Blockbuster and get your sister this movie that she wants to see. And he's like, what? I don't want to do that. And she's like, go. And he's like, that's just the shit I had to do as the oldest.
The responsibility.
Right? Meanwhile, I'm like, can you get me the movie and some popcorn thing? So like, it's like my brain kind of didn't realize that like him and I lived totally different experiences while still under the same roof, right? And Kaya will have a vastly different experience than Theodore and Sage and vice versa.
Yeah.
100%.
Interesting. So our birth orders actually birthed this episode. It's a good thing there's a firstborn in this room right now. Keeping shit going here. No, I'd say this is all we have to do. Yeah. It's going to be a short episode today, people. Why, Sheridan? Because our kids are going to be home in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
but here we are. We're here. This is what you have to do.
No, I would.
You got to show up. That's it.
I would. At some point, I would like to have our kids on the podcast.
That'd be incredible.
And everybody else wants it. And I've said it to you plenty of times and you keep saying
me and
it.
Sage episode, imagine.
No, Sage would say literally nothing. He would just rap.
Yeah.
He'd sing songs.
Shut up.
So you said you're feeling fired up. What do you want to talk about? Bring this episode to life, huh?
I feel like I have energy. So I've been taking vitamin D supplements lately.
So have I.
I'm D'd up.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Right.
Or is it the energy drink? I don't know. One of the two, but I feel good around.
Vitamin D is very important.
Yeah, apparently.
You could run a triathlon.
I could probably make it about 2 kilometers in. I saw the other day that
run for 2 kilometers.
Liam, showing you out right now. Liam from Applehead ran almost 60 kilometers the other day.
Excuse me?
60. He hit like 57K or something. I thought he was kidding. When he was unfolding it in his stories, I was like, hey, man, the guy just ran a 10:56K. I'm like, holy moly, man.
Like this might be a stupid question, but like without stopping?
I mean, maybe there was like a pit stop for like a drink and stuff, but like in a day.
That's insane.
Ran 56
That's insane.
That's not even that crazy. Like Lee Murphy would run like 120 kilometers like
That's
no
a different
problem.
person. They both sound the same. Lee and Liam, yeah.
Yeah, Lee, you're ridiculous, man. Oh my God. How are you even human?
Yeah, I actually saw that Lee, if we're going to get on this topic, is also bringing his son out running.
Yeah.
Now. And his son is running like 10 kilometers. And I'm like, what?
His son can run further than me, for sure.
It's insane.
Runners. I don't get it.
I will not. Well, listen, I'm going to say that I started with a handicap right from the beginning. I had asthma and I had knee problems. I had patellofemoral syndrome.
You had, excuse me?
Patellofemoral.
What is that? What is that?
Look it up.
How have we been married for this long? I've never heard this word.
I'm going to look it up right now. Patellofemoral. I think it's called patellofemoral.
I am flabbergasted. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Patellofemoral syndrome. There
What
it
is
is.
this? What is
Pain
this?
syndrome is pain at the front of the knee around the kneecap. So I had that growing up. So I had to wear knee braces when I was dancing and stuff. Is this
Like
all?
Forrest Gump?
No. No, I don't remember. No, he had like very like big ones on, right? Mine were just like,
Run, Sheridan,
Yeah.
run.
right. No, they weren't like that, but they were definitely helpful. I actually remember when I put them on for the first time, I was like, holy shit, this is what people feel like that don't have sore legs. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I had asthma and I had that, and I just absolutely fucking hate running. People that are runners, they're a special kind.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Ugh, me neither.
Maybe one day I will, but at this current juncture in my life, I don't understand the running.
Oh, well, I understand it.
Why do you understand it?
Well, because especially when you're outside, like it's beautiful, it's nice. It's just that I actually don't know how they do it physically. That's for me. I'm like, if I could run, I would run forever, but I just simply cannot.
it's just the thing I would like to do the least
Oh,
in the whole
really?
world. I would rather do anything. I'd rather bike, swim.
It's funny you say
play
that because you
paintball,
also
like-
hate walking.
I don't know.
I love
Okay,
walking.
put me in New York. I'll fucking walk all
Sure.
day. Put
Sure.
me in the back roads of Hubli, Nova Scotia.
I love
Like,
it.
there's nothing I'd rather do less.
I love it.
I'd rather go pound sand than walk these roads around here.
I find that so interesting because like you're enjoying getting like your heart beat up and going on the Peloton and stuff. But for me, like when I take a walk for half an hour and I feel the sun on my face and the wind and it like makes me feel alive. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, the trees, like I'm breathing.
Yeah. That is a thing.
That's why I like walking.
I'm not an anti-outdoors person.
No, you're outdoors all the time.
Being
all the
out,
What?
being outdoors, it scientifically is proven to like do everything for you. Like being in touch with nature
Absolutely.
and feeling the wind in your face, and it brings you to life.
100%.
Like you can see it in Kaya, who's basically like one molecule away from being a cyborg. Like she spends like 98% of her life in a fake.
Do you know what though?
I take like laughing gas.
I don't know. I want to bring this actual point up because I find Kaya fascinating. And honestly, like, I feel like we're always get off your iPad, go outside, go do this. And I never actually take in what she does. Like, of course, I'm observing to make sure nothing like weird is happening, but I don't really like take it seriously, let's say. And then the other day she was like, do you want me to show you like my house? And I'm like, okay, because she's a very avid
This
Roblox.
is in Roblox, by the way.
Yeah, she's a very avid Roblox user. And the things that this girl creates and like and at first like it sounds scary when you're like it's a whole other world and you're very much not privy to it. Like I'm not in Roblox, I'm not a part of this world, so it can seem kind of like should you be there, you know? But I experienced the whole thing and she like hosted this event in there and it was just insane. I was like, oh wow, I've just got a whole look into Kaya's life. And I found I was walking away being like, she is so good at designing things and creating things.
Yeah.
And as much as like she obviously there should be a healthy balance, I think something like that as well as something like Minecraft, which is literally like Lego on an iPad, is good for your children's brains to a certain degree, you know? Like she's learning so much. That's where she learned to read. Kaya learned to read from Roblox. It was COVID, I remember, and everybody was like trying to connect to people without being outside. And Kaya was starting to have these chats with her friend Lennon. And I just remember she's like, and then I just kind of kept being like, I'm going to figure it out. And she just started connecting the words. And she was a full-on reader after she started Roblox and chatting and stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe she'll end up being like an interior designer or something like that.
Well,
all
she
because of
loves it.
her inspiration through this game.
It's one of her favorite things to do is to like do stuff in the house and whatnot.
Well, that's all she does. She'll build a room and then start designing the room.
Yeah. I mean, in real
she's
life too, though. She loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you could see it. Like in real life now, she likes positioning things and
Right.
she'll even make comments like, Dad, what's your aesthetic? Like,
What is your aesthetic, Matt?
What do you mean? What is my like preference in interior design aesthetic? I think it would be called a modern farmhouse. That's the look that I like. Like
you do not like a farmhouse. I think whenever
I like
you
a
say that
modern farmhouse.
No. Nope, I disagree completely. Your version of like the perfect ideal house is just straight modern with maybe like a tinker of a pot here and there. When you think modern farmhouse, you think a beautiful like farmhouse that has modern touches in it. For me,
Or
anyway.
it could be a modern house with farm touches.
Sure.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Like, because I really because I specifically, if you rewind 20 seconds, you'll hear me say the interior design.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like warm, cozy interiors, and I like functional exteriors. Like hard angles, things that like, all that shit on old farmhouses, all the peaks and widows and angles and everything, all they do is pose problems and overcomplicate everything. If you look at like a modern Bowers house and how clean and simple the lines are, it's easy to fix. Problems arise because it's built like function over form.
Right.
Where the old houses were form over function.
Mm-hmm.
So I like clean lines, nice, simple. Don't overcomplicate shit on the outside. Make it easy. And then when you get inside, like I like wainscoting, like that's white and like plants everywhere and sliding barn doors. Like, you know that. You disagree with my design?
No, sorry. I actually, honest to God, I just spaced out so much that I didn't listen to a word you said. And I was thinking to myself, like, when we listen to that, like when I listen over to it in the audio, I'll be like, oh, that's what he said. I didn't listen to a word you said. I was thinking.
I was asking you if you could shoot a porn.
No, you didn't. That's stupid. Sometimes.
Could you make a porn?
Is this a serious question?
Yeah, could you do it?
Like for the public?
For me and you personally, could you make a porn?
I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
I was just razzing you to see if you were listening or not, and then
What do you think?
you're thrown for a loop here.
What do you think?
I don't think I could get an erection.
To film something for just you and I?
I think it would be. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, it depends, I guess, on is it like
Like, would there be too much pressure with cameras rolling?
Is there a full like preamble where we're like doing fun stuff and it's like, hey sir,
yeah.
we have to like act?
Hey.
Or is it just like a classic?
She comes in bowling shoes. Hey.
In bowling shoes?
Okay, what do you think of my interior design aesthetics?
No, the reason why I wasn't listening to you is because I was thinking in my head that I wanted to talk about, I know we talked about our top 5 chips a couple episodes and it really got the people going. Oh, actually, sorry, my ADHD is coming in here. I haven't been meaning to say this, and I want to say it before I forget, and it was a while ago, but I don't think we've actually properly thanked people for voting for us on the coast.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Thank you very much. I know it was kind of last minute that we threw it out there, but it was really cool that you guys rallied and that we came third. I mean, for having a podcast, and this was like our first year, and we placed in the Coast Wars is very cool. So thank you. I just wanted to say it out of my mouth versus just on stories where we've said it and I've typed it up. And then I wanted to say that we really got the people riled up with the 5 top chips. In fact, my brother actually phone called me to inquire and say to me that sour cream and onion Ruffles is in fact his favorite chip still. However, he says that he eats the whole bag and then feels really sick, so he can't do it anymore. So that's the only reason why sour cream and onion is no longer his top number 1 is because he has no choice but to eat the entire bag and then he'll get ill. So he has to kind of anyway. So then I was thinking that we should talk about our top 5 favorite cereals. I heard Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. Yeah, that's their names. I never heard of them before until celebrities in the news and whatnot. It's funny how that works in life. Had you ever heard of them before?
Yes.
How?
The brother, the
Jason?
not popular one.
Yeah, they're both very
He was
popular
like
now.
rated like most handsome guy in the world or something.
Jason? Mm-hmm. Not the one dating Taylor.
No, the other one. Yeah.
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, he's on like the front of like
For the
GQ
record,
magazine.
I feel like Jason's just as popular, if not more popular than Travis right now. People love Jason. They think he's absolutely
I don't
hilarious.
know anything about these two, and I don't even care at all.
Nice
no, but I'm
attitude.
not because I'm not on this bandwagon of like, okay, Taylor's down, now we need to care about them. I don't care at all.
No, I have this conversation with people when they ask me about Taylor Swift, and I do say that I personally am not a Swiftie. I don't like go for her music. I won't put it on. However, I can definitely appreciate how successful and how amazing of a person she seems.
Oh, I'm not a hater of her at all.
I'm just telling you what I say about Taylor Swift, which is what I say. And then what I think is cool about Travis and Jason, Travis, that's his name, right? Yeah. is that they seem really likable, which I like. So
Yeah.
it's like they came into the public eye, but they actually seem very down to earth and kind people. So I like that. But they talked about their top 5 cereals, and I was like, oh my God, I'm also just as equally as obsessed with cereal.
You love cereal.
I was gonna say I'm much more obsessed with cereal than you are.
Yeah.
I eat a bowl of cereal almost every day. And when there's
Do
no
you really?
Yeah. And when there's no cereal in the house, I could cry. Like I can name my top 5 cereals, no problem. Can you?
Let's hear it.
Can you?
I'll catch up to you. Let's hear yours first.
Okay. Well, I like.
I'm just gonna have to preface this with I'm gonna have to go back in time because I don't eat that stuff anymore. Really.
I think a lot of favorites are based off of nostalgic reasons.
Yeah, okay.
I'm serious. I truly feel that in my heart of hearts that if you like something and you liked something when you were a kid and you associate it with something like happy and positive, that then you're going to enjoy it and it's going to stay in your life like that. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going
Top 5 cereals, Sheridan and Matt. Let's
in
go.
any particular order.
I think you need to do what we did with chips. You got to go.
Okay, yeah, so 5. I'm coming in at 5. 5 is going to be...
Or do you have to work backwards?
I already feel like people are judging me based off of what happened with the chips.
Yeah.
I've never been called out
Most
so
of you
much.
probably don't know this, but there's a hickory stick cereal.
No, but like I, honest to goodness, felt like my picks for chips were so good, and then I just got destroyed. It's like, damn you.
No, but there's less cereals. Like I feel like everyone's gonna relate to one of
No,
these.
but I was. Okay. I would definitely say Fruit Loops are probably my number 1.
That's your number 1, Fruit Loops.
I could interchange it with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh,
Those are usually the 2 that are in our cupboards that I go back and forth between. Like if we're grocery shopping and I'm like, oh, will I go Fruit Loop or Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Those are the 2. So I would say those are like interchangeable between first and second place. If I'm going third, I think I'm going to go, hear me out on this, Frosted Flakes.
I'm having deja vu here. Oh my God.
Listen, Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes is like the barbecue chip of the cereal world.
No, a Frosted Flake is so good.
They are good. They are.
And then I think I'm going to throw mini wheats in there. Now, to be clear.
mini wheat slap. That's a curveball.
The problem, and it is a big problem with mini wheats, is as soon as that milk touches the cereal, you have a time limit of 45 seconds to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
Or else it's
yeah.
soggy. And it's soggy instantaneously at the bottom wheat part, and then the top sugar part stays hard, and it's so confusing in my mouth. Which is why I almost don't want to put it up there, but what? What were you saying?
I was going to say, I think that mini wheats are interesting because they're one of those foods that if you eat it upside down, it tastes different.
I've never done that. What do you mean? Like turn them all upside down?
But like
I just visually you turn them each individually.
No, but I think you'd be more inclined by default to put the frosting up because it looks better going into your mouth. Put the frosting down on your tongue. It's a whole different world. It is. It is. Do it. I find that with a lot of foods.
My last one.
You're that's 4. Shreddies is 4.
Are you sure?
Shreddies. Shreddies.
No, but this is what Jason Kelsey said about one of his. He said it's because of the things you can put on the top. And for me, I put sugar and banana on top of my Shreddies. You ever done that? No,
what did you put on it? What did you put on it?
Sugar and banana.
White or brown?
White. So I
brown sugar's way better on cereal.
What?
1,000,000%.
Did you do that when you were a kid?
Brown sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's nostalgic. You don't know. Did you put white sugar on your cereal?
Maybe.
You're just assuming because you enjoyed it when you were a kid.
No, but brown sugar's like, that's what, I don't know.
I disagree. It's too thick. White sugar's just spread all around.
I'm going to make you a bowl of Shreddies with brown sugar in it.
Did I really only say 4?
Yeah, I think that was 4. I
had Fruit Loops, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Or not, Cinnamon Toast. Is it called Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Fruit Loops, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Mini Wheats.
Mini Wheats.
Shreddies.
And bring a loaves with milk.
No. And then my last one is probably going to be.
If you get this wrong, what's your last one?
If I get it wrong.
There's one right answer. If this doesn't slide into your top 5, I'm going to.
For me personally, like you know what it is?
I just think that.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Walks off.
I need a new co-host. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it with confidence. Just like how I had all the haters up in my DM and I said, I stand true to my selection. I'm not wavering. So don't even try to convince me to waver. Honey Nut Cheerios, not even like there's so many different variations. So I need to be very clear with the ones that I like. It is the one that has like the brown and yellow box. Just a classic Honey Nut Cheerio. It's fantastic.
I feel like you have a lot of like plain ones.
I said what I said.
I'm kind of surprised.
Do you know what, though?
Look, you came in guns blazing on this topic.
Well, because so their favorite unanimously was Reese's Pieces, right? Yeah. Do you know why it was their favorite unanimously? Because they're brothers and they grew up together and that's what was special to them when they sat around and got to have whatever it was in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like cereal specifically, like chips, maybe not so much. I just said, and as my brother said when he called me, he goes, Sheridan, you always live your life trying to like relive the past and like live in nostalgia land.
It's your thing.
It's my thing. So he's not surprised that those are my chip selections. And he will, again, if he listens to this, not be surprised about my cereal selections. Those were in our pantries every day. Well, actually, my mom, and the reason why you're saying like those are pretty plain is because all Cindy would get is plain, right? So then I dabbled some sugar and stuff on it, but like Shreddies were in there. When Frosted Flakes were in there, it was a treat.
Oh, yeah, Frosted Flakes. Did you say that when you were recapping?
Oh, I don't know. But Frosted Flakes.
Did you interchange one? Confused.
All I'm saying is Frosted Flakes in my household were a treat, like a very intense
treat.
Oh my God, yes. A Frosted Flake and mini wheats. Whoo!
Okay, I feel like next episode we have to follow up with chocolate bars, and the one after that we had to follow up with like Joe Louis passion flaky kind.
None of the above for me. You know, I don't like any of those. However, I do think a top 5 for a snack is always in order now. I think it'd be fun. So tell me your top 5 cereals.
Oh man, I'm gonna have a hard time with this. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Okay. I'm nervous. I don't know. I have not ever really given this thought. Okay. If I'm like, all right, I've got one cereal in the whole entire world, like going number 1, Golden Grahams.
What? I've never even had a Golden Graham.
Oh my God, Golden Grahams are so good. I'm going Golden Grahams. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going Golden Grahams. I'm going Lucky Charms. And that's the thing I can't believe you didn't say. How did you not say Lucky freaking Charms?
Okay, so
man, when you get the rainbow marshmallow.
I'd like to backtrack to Lucky Charms because they weren't really in our house growing up. However, they're in our house and Kai loves them. Here's my beef with Lucky Charms.
Tell me.
There is so much cereal and less marshmallow.
Those are a good ratio.
No, I disagree completely.
It's the ratio it should be.
I forget who it was, but I always had this childhood friend that would take out all the goddamn marshmallows and just leave cereal.
So annoying when people do that.
It's so disrespectful. The disrespect. You know what I mean? No. Like, so when I'm pouring my cereal, I have like one marshmallow.
No, but here's my argument for this.
What is a Lucky Charm with, like, think of the cereal without the marshmallow. If it was just on its own, it would be actual ass.
No,
it'd be like eating ass.
Okay.
Honey Nut Cheerios, however.
That's life. Lucky Charms is an analogy for life. You need the bad to have the good. No.
Classic Matt.
No, I'm serious. The boring part of Lucky Charms is what makes the charms more amazing. That's why the cereal is good.
Fine.
And then you kind of sort your own ratio as you're eating.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. There's
Golden
my
Grahams,
one.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. I might go Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Harvest Crunch. Then I'm gonna go Captain Crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
I've never had Captain Crunch before.
Shut up.
I don't even know what it looks like.
The little yellow rectangles?
Never in my life.
What are you talking? What?
I swear.
With the blue like pirate guy?
Never. I've never tried Captain Crunch. This is not a false
can't
alarm.
tell
I'm
if you're
telling
kidding.
you the truth.
Oh, and you know what? Here's one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna throw this in as like a
sure.
What do you call
a
those?
bonus?
What do you call that though?
I don't know. An extra?
No, there's a word for it.
Move along.
What do you call it? A noteworthy one? I can't remember.
A footnote?
Anyway, a what?
A footnote? Okay. Anyway.
Oh, get your fish in a row, baby. And then last, my 6th. I'm just gonna throw in there. Sugar Crisp.
Never tried it. I never tried it. I'm serious.
Okay, I feel like we need to have a cereal night here.
You know what? This just really proves to me what my childhood was like. Cindy, Shreddies.
When Cindy brought home cornflakes, the roof blew up.
She didn't have cornflakes. Frosted Flakes.
What did you say?
What'd you say? Sugar Crisp? Is that the one with the brown?
The little like brown guy.
Okay, I've seen it, but I was never privy.
What even is he? Show me what he is.
I was never privy to having the Sugar Crisp in my household.
What animal is that? Like a fucking ferret or something?
A weasel maybe or something?
I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
I didn't overthink
and I'm sure people will agree with your selections again, but you know what?
Why?
I don't know.
No, cereal's one of those things. It's like, I don't know, I guess chips is too.
I truly though.
Should we follow up with chalk bars right now? No, we'll do it next episode.
Okay. Is there something else you want to talk about then?
We saw a really good movie last night. Should we try spoiler free? But we have to talk about this.
I knew you were going to say
I want to
this.
talk about it when it's top of mind. Okay?
It's not that I don't want to talk about it. Of course I want to talk about it. It will bring great conversation. I just know that it's a great movie that I think people should go and see. And as soon as they listen to this, they're going to hear so much they'll say, never mind.
No, but here we'll do it in a way. There's probably no way.
There's
no way to do the spoiler free.
There's none.
Oh man, it's me. I'm a movie guy. I feel like that movie. Okay, last night Sheridan and I had a very spontaneous.
Are you saying spoiler or not?
Okay, semi spoiler, but not really. I'll keep it like real light.
Okay.
So you organized a little like spontaneous date night last night.
I did.
I had a big cheat meal last night. We went to Montana's. I had the rib wing combo, the cornbread, the Caesar salad. Man, it was good. Some Maltesers.
Great job, hon. You really lived your best. Happy for you.
And then we went and saw this movie called The Iron Claw. And what's the main guy's name in
Zac
that?
Efron.
Okay, Zac Efron. I'm already basically in love with the guy. If he was serving me, I'd check him.
I would like to preface this by saying that I didn't watch a millisecond of the trailer. I didn't know anything that it was about. I just knew he was in it. I knew that people had said he did a great job. And I remember seeing his like face and body kind of around in the Hollywood stratosphere and thinking, wow, he looks very different than usual.
Like
so
teased, yeah.
Yeah, and everything about him, his face, everything looks so different. So yeah, so we went in completely blindsided, which I'm a huge fan of doing when it comes to movies. If you tell me it's good, I'm going to go see it. I don't need to see a trailer. Like, I just don't. I don't even need to see 2 seconds of it.
Trailers ruin it.
But I also love watching trailers. It's actually one of my favorite pastimes to just go through trailers. But I didn't want to see one for that. And it was not what I expected, even in the slightest.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, but it certainly wasn't that.
Yeah.
And it was... Well, anyway, what do you want to say about it? Because
if you're rating it out of 10, what are you giving it? What's your out of 10?
I'm really bad at rating things, and I'll tell you what. No, this is a bit of a sidebar, but like I'm on this app called Goodreads, and you can rate your books.
Mm-hmm.
And people always ask me, "Are you on Goodreads?" I'm like, "Don't follow me on there because I can't give a rating for the life of me. It's a rating of 5, which is even worse than 10.
Yeah, you need it
because it's like, what's a 5? Because in a 3, it's like a 3 seems kind of like it sucked, but it didn't suck. But then a 4 is so close to a 5. Like I have such a hard time rating things.
Out of 5s is terrible. I hate that.
It's really hard.
Even out of 100, that's better because it's like 82 is very different than
82
an 8
is a
out of 10.
great
It's
rating.
Like,
a great rating.
Different.
I agree. So I don't.
Out of 100, what would you give it?
The movie? Oh.
Just give me a rating.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 90, and IMDb gave it I think an 8.2 or something like that.
8.9 or something.
8.9. So obviously everybody's.
Oh my God, give me a number. Just like no one.
I can't choose one.
I'm going 100.
I plead.
I'm going 100. I am. I'm giving a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 100 out of 100. I think The Iron Claw was a perfect movie. I think the cinematography was absolutely incredible. The color grading. I think that the casting was perfect. The brothers I was in love with. The dad I hated. The mom was all the right emotions. The girl, I liked her. I think like it was the perfect length of time. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes. I found the pacing was perfect. I never checked my phone once. That's a lie. I looked at my phone one time, just once. And I laughed. I laughed hard. I cried hard. The whole movie theater cried. And then in the end, I think we all smiled. And it was like, just a roller coaster. What the frig more could you ask for out of a movie? It was 100.
Sorry, the reason why I'm also laughing, and I hate to bring up my brother again. It's like, Jesse, just get out of my head. But he said when we were talking about the chips, he's like, that's the thing about Matt, though. He's like, yours were so nostalgic and Matt's was so in the moment because listen, he's like, everything in Matt's life is the best ever, which is true. Like, you'll eat a sandwich like this is the best sandwich I ever had. So I'm just laughing at the movie. You're like, 100, a 10 out of 10 is the best movie. It's just very on brand for you. But I will say that based off of what other people are saying, they also said that it was amazing. You watch more movies than I do, I think, actually. I do.
Of course I do.
Yeah. Because when I watch something, I get hyper focused and you can't even breathe or look at me or I'm going to pause the movie. And Matt can validate that by experience. Like I can't miss a beat or else I'm pissed. So Matt will kind of have stuff on more maybe in like a background sort of setting, or you're like willing to do other things while you're watching a movie. I literally can't. I just have to stare at the screen. Sometimes if I'm chewing my chips or popcorn too loud, I'm frustrated because I can't hear every exact word that they're saying. So actually, just pause that for a sec. If I were to think of my 9 lives, remember when we did that many episodes ago?
Yeah.
One of mine would definitely be a movie like critic.
That's
going
a great life.
Going into the movies and oh my God, I would love that. I love it. Anyway, so what was I going with that?
Your rating of the movie.
Right. I'm still not giving a number.
It's been like 17 minutes. I still don't have a number.
I lost my train of thought, but
I'll give it one for you. You'd give it a 96.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I find I think like I'm just going to speak personally. I usually find there's like a flow to movies that are like easy to understand, and the way they film it just kind of flows. And I didn't really feel like that movie had a flow. I found there was lots of moments where it was like quiet and silent and like things happened quickly. So my brain was kind of trying to figure it out at the beginning. They jumped through a lot, which I actually read a lot about it last night when we came home. I read it because it's inspired by a true story. And I read a lot about like the director and what he was saying. And he was just saying there's so much to put into this movie. Like it was hard to get it all in. Hence why there was even somebody that was not even mentioned, like a whole human, which is crazy.
That happens more than you'd.
No, I believe it. I believe it, which would be so hard. I imagine if you're if you're the person that this thing's about, to watch that and like, I don't know. I can't imagine if somebody like decided to make something about you and they forget things and you're like, well, wait, they're not going to see the full me or whatever, right? Yeah. But obviously as like a job in a movie, they have to decide what they're going to put in and put out. But I did find the flow a little bit choppy for me at the beginning, and then I was like starting to understand it and I got into it and stuff. But you're right. I mean, I felt. Would you
change anything about it?
No, but here's a question: would you watch it again?
No. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
And this has been a point of contention amongst my best friend and me. Jeff thinks that that a movie can't be perfect if it doesn't have replayability, and I couldn't disagree more. There's some movies that you don't need to watch again. Like The Sandlot, I want to make sure I see it at least 1,000 times before I die. Like The Iron Claw, the only reason that I would ever put it on again if I was like, Peter, you gotta watch this. I'll sit down with him. I'm never gonna be like by myself and be like, The Iron Claw, let's put it on. Replayability, it's not really there for me. The one-time experience, friggin' incredible. Friggin' incredible.
Yeah. No, and I think there's two different ideas of what a 10 out of 10 movie can be, because I agree. I think there's movies that you can see that you can walk away being like, oh my goodness, and then never watch it again and be okay with that. And then I think that there's other movies that you just replay over and over, which I will then again bring back to nostalgic
the Gran Turismo.
things.
I don't need to see that movie again. I don't ever want to see it again. Still loved it.
Yeah.
I'd give it an 82.
So why do people replay certain movies, do you think?
I think there's a lot of nostalgia ties to it. Like Land Before Time. I could watch that anytime. It just brings me back to like, I think certain movies have like a feel to them. Like they make you feel like that's why you can put on, like when I'm cooking, I can put on Full House anytime. It doesn't matter what episode. I just put it on because there's like a vibe that it makes me feel. It makes my house feel cozy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't need to see the Iron Claw ever again.
I think there's something nice too about knowing what's coming next. And it's funny because we have, a movie thing in our van. So the kids watch movies, and oftentimes one movie will replay over and over and over. And the first second time I'm like, oh my God, again. But then by the third and fourth, I'm like waiting for the parts to happen. And I'm like, no, but do you know what I mean? And I'm like not mad about it. And I feel like that's kind of how that goes in your brain. And then by the last time you're like, yeah, play it again.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
Hook.
Yeah.
Banger.
Yeah.
A million times.
Yeah. Do you rate movies on the IMDb?
I used to.
Really?
Religiously.
Did you write reviews or just rate?
Never write a review. But I would rate every single thing I saw. Like, I'm not even lying to you. If you log into my IMDb account.
Remember that time that you made a Yelp account just for a pizza place?
Holy shit, that pissed me off.
Why did you do that? What happened
We
again?
ordered food from some pizza shop.
Don't name it. No names.
I don't even remember what we ordered pizza from. Remember, we were on Guy Street. We ordered it from some place down in Highfield Park, and the food like took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to us, and it was the worst food I've ever had. It was so bad. I was like, I'm literally making a Yelp account to warn people to avoid this food. Like, and I'm not one of those people like, look, sometimes you'll go to a restaurant or something like that, and like, I would, if I had like a less than good experience at a restaurant, I wouldn't rate them negatively. I feel like you never know, like they could have had a rough night, like like whatever, new chef, whatever.
Sure.
That's one thing.
Yep.
It's pizza. It's pizza and a donut. You're shaving meat off a stick and putting cheese and sauce in an oven.
Right.
And then sure, you can modify it 100 million ways. I'm not saying all pizzas are the same, but like, come on. 2 hours and you bring me a 1 out of 10 pizza? It's the worst thing I've ever eaten. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No, I don't. I actually don't remember it at all.
Like, if they showed up with a pizza pocket, I would have been happy. Like, it was the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
I'm trying to find my IMDb reviews because I actually recently had to make a new account because I got logged out of my other one and couldn't get into it.
How upsetting.
It sucked because you could go in and actually see everything that I gave a 10 to, and it wasn't everything.
I just want to say I was talking to my mom today.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
And she was talking to her sister, my aunt, who actually is always so kind to me about my social media and like the work and stuff that I put into it. And she, no, it's actually really nice because I find like the older generations don't always necessarily understand social media as well as our generation. And then we don't even understand it as well as the generation below us, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so she was like, she just thinks I do a really good job. And that actually means a lot to me coming from her. But anyway, and my mom was saying something about how, I mean, I'm not sure I agree, but she says that she finds that sometimes like certain things on my Instagram don't come off like totally true. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, I feel like I'm very on brand. And she's like, oh, I don't know. Like when you said you're all going to sit at the table for dinner, like with one of my ads or whatever, right? And I was like, okay, yeah, fair, whatever. Although sometimes we do sit at the table, but she was like, but then I find if you come to the podcast and listen, you get to really know you guys. And I was like, that's nice of you to say. And she just thought it was cool that we have that avenue that like, you know, is much more unfiltered and more like true to who we are.
You come to the podcast and realize that you're really like Shreddies, Cheerios, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, so if you want to sponsor me, Cheerios and Shreddies, yeah, hit us up. It's very true and genuine.
How do you feel about pooping in public places?
I mean, like, I'll do it, no problem. What about you?
Like, what is your pooping style in public?
Well,
like, are you nervous? Like,
I'm never nervous. No.
Do you notice the cleanliness? Do you ever like change stalls based on cleanliness?
So, fun fact, I read somewhere one time that the cleanest bathroom stall is always the very first one. That everybody goes past the first stall and goes to like the second, third. Like nobody uses the first stall because they assume it's the most used. God. And it's not.
Sounds genius.
So now that I've said it, I feel like everyone will use the first stall. And you'll never hit it first because you just assume it's just been the most used. No.
So I have something to tell you.
What?
And I might get canceled over it. I usually go in the handicap stall. There. It's my dirty little secret. They're always so clean and spacious.
Are you kidding me?
Man,
I married a man that takes a dump in a handicap stall?
Man, I never leave a mess.
What if somebody has to use it?
What
if you were actually mid-dump and somebody came in a wheelchair? What would you do?
I have taken 1,500 poops in handicap stalls.
Why do you poop in public so much?
And never one time seen a set of wheels roll up to it. That's never going to happen.
It is going to happen.
It'll never
Now that you said it's going to fucking happen. And I hope karma comes back at you, honest to God.
Oh, yeah. And they're like,
And they're like, you better get the fuck out. It's disrespectful. And you're just like, excuse me.
Is it disrespectful?
Absolutely. It's a handicapped toilet stall.
No, we can't-
Walk a couple down. This is so embarrassing. I'm honestly embarrassed. Are we cutting this part out?
No, we are absolutely
I
not.
have never.
There's so many perks to the handicap
The
stall.
only time that
I never really felt that bad about it.
You should.
And I always see other people doing it.
That doesn't make it okay. If everybody jumps off a bridge, are you jumping? No.
Depends how high the
Don't
bridge is.
take
If
a
it looks
dump
like
in the
fun.
handicap spot.
Really?
The only
It's
time,
always clean.
the
Men
only
are
time,
such pigs.
the only time that is acceptable is if you have your children with you. That's the only time.
Well, it's okay. Sometimes, like, okay, so I'm at the mall a lot. Okay, I'm gonna pay.
Great. Let's all think about Matt pooping. Perfect.
I'm gonna paint a picture for you. Like, I'm usually so I'm at the mall a lot.
That's a very
Usually
clean bathroom
poop.
mall. Very clean.
What did you say?
It's an extremely clean bathroom mall. Bathroom mall, yeah. Mall bathroom. I know, I've been in it. So, sir, first of
mall
all,
and the bathroom
your
is-
excuses are not good already because I
No,
know
like,
how
I'm
clean those
oftentimes
washrooms
coming in with like my laptop, my headphones, a coffee in my mouth, and everything. And like,
Have you been
Can
to-
you let me finish?
No.
And then I come in, and it's like you get these little wedges that have like ass remnants in them and butt hair all over the seats and everything. And then you go over to the handicap stall, and it's pristine. It has its own sink, lots of like areas to hang your coats and put my laptop down and everything. Like, I can set my coffee down without thinking there's like butt dust on it and everything. Like, it's just.
Do you realize the more you talk how stupid you sound? That you need to live a
I don't
life of
know.
luxury while you're taking a dump at the mall? No, because I know those washrooms well. They have to be the same in the men's and the women's, and they have a full ledge behind where the toilet stalls are and a thing to hang your coat. So next time, go into a regular one.
I've never seen the regular one. I always poop in the handicap. I just do it. It's
Next
just
time,
what
put it
I
in
do.
my dirty little secrets, okay? Don't reveal it on the podcast.
Really? Do you think people are gonna hate on me for this?
Yes.
Really?
Of course.
I've never one time taken it from someone
Even
else.
when I see somebody come out of a handicap spot and they are not handicapped, I'm like, why? There's
Really?
so many other ones. 100%.
No, usually-
I judge you every time if I see
Really?
somebody. Now,
So
granted,
you've seen this before.
I will also say though, and I do truly believe this, is that, you know, there's even people that have handicap parking spots and they have the little thing on the whatever, and you might not always see their handicap. Okay. So I'm going to give you that. I am. It's true. So maybe it's something that you don't necessarily see and they're allowed to use a handicap stall. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to assume the better, but I fucking know that you can walk down and take a dump in a normal stall.
No, but
Matt.
it's just like, I don't know. There's just something about it. And when I see other people coming out of there, which I do every time, there's other people that are like, I want the space too. I'm just like, I don't know.
Actually, when we were in Truro and we went to that mall, we went to the little mall there.
Yeah.
There's off to the right, there's like the normal stalls. And if you go to the left, there's a family washroom. Okay. There's a family washroom.
Yeah.
And I was there with the 3 kids and you went off to the other one.
Yeah.
And I had to wait because somebody was in there. And a woman came out that had taken a dump and I had all 3 kids. And I just looked at her like, are you fucking serious?
No, but what if she has a shy butthole and can't poop? And can't poop. Like, honestly, it's like I need a bit of a zen space. I can't be wedged in the little thing. I'm poop handicapped. I don't know what to tell you. Literally, like I need the air. I need the space.
Okay, thank you for this episode.
I don't know what to tell
Matt
you.
and I will not be back next episode because I will not be with a man like this. So goodbye.
It's the Two
Peace.
Gems Podcast.